says you can only make a vision board at the start of the year? Jeez. Because honestly, life as moms, they don't reset in January. They don't reset at the beginning of the month, and they don't reset at the beginning of the week. It just doesn't happen. So today we're creating one right in the middle of real life, right in the middle of the chaos, right in the middle of the month, right in the middle of the week. Welcome to the Creative Mother's Corner. This is our space to slow down, get a little creative, and reconnect with ourselves. Not just in mom mode or not just as moms, but today we are who we are. We are ourselves. We are taking mom mode and putting it on hold and doing something for ourselves. And today we are making a vision board, but not for perfection or not for pressure or not for any other reason, but just for you. I think there's this idea that vision boards have to happen at the beginning of the year and they have to be structured, like January 1st, fresh start, new goals. These are what you must achieve. But the truth is, life changes and we change, and we just need some space to be a little creative. Mothers, especially, because we are constantly going through shifts. So, creating a vision board mid-year or mid-season or honestly in the mid-chaos is just a way of checking back in with ourselves and having a little fun doing it too. This isn't about our goals, it's about which direction would you like to go into? Or what do I want more of in my life? How do I want to feel? What version of me am I stepping into? Your vision board becomes kind of like a reminder on those messy days or those overwhelming days or on those days that you're just not up to it. It becomes a reminder of where you're going or who you're becoming or what you would like to see in your future. And honestly, it becomes really therapeutic. As moms, we're constantly giving our time or giving our energy, our attention. This is a moment where you get to slow down, be creative, and just exist with your own thoughts again. No rules, no right or wrong, just choosing things that feel good to you. Definitely don't overthink this. You can use magazines, printouts, Pinterest, anything, just written down words, little decals, little anything that resonates with you. Pick images, colors, or phrases that make you feel something, lights you up, something that means something to you, not just what looks good or what you think you should want or you should do or how you should be. This is what lights you up, something that is meant for you. This doesn't have to be about huge life goals, doesn't have to be about the next 5 years. It can simply be things that you feel like you would like to work towards, like having more patience or feeling stronger in your body or creating more time for yourself. Maybe it's bringing more joy into your day, smiling. This is your life, your peace, your version of wellness. You don't need a new year to start showing up for yourself. You just need a moment like this one. So take your time with this. Let it be messy. Let it be fun. Let it be yours. If you do make one with me, I would love to see it. Tag me, share it with me. And if you're craving more moments like this, well, welcome to the Creative Mother's Corner. We do this every single week where we do build, learn something new together, and I am so looking forward to it. So grab a hot beverage or a sweet treat or a cold beverage, anything that you feel you need. Grab your supplies and let's make a vision board together. Off we go. So before we get started, I thought it would be a good idea to start with a tea. There's nothing like starting a project and having a beverage of your choice ready to go and just there for you when you need it. Today's tea that I am drinking is a pomegranate raspberry strawberry green tea. It is delicious. So that will be my crafting beverage this afternoon. And I can't really have a tea or a coffee without a sweet treat. So I actually found this really delicious cookie cake at the store. I did not make this one. That's okay. I am a huge sweet treats kind of gal. Unfortunately, my waistline does not admire that area in my life, but gotta live a little, so that's okay. All right, so I've got my tea kind of percolating, and I'm going to put it off to the side, and we are going to start with our vision board essentials. So when you're making a vision board, it really doesn't matter what you use in the sense of a board or your background. You could get a big piece of Bristol board. You could get I've done it on a bulletin board as my background. I've done it on a piece of paper. I've done it on the computer. You can make a digital one. Anything really as a background can work for a vision board. So today I just grabbed some like scrapbooking paper that I just had kind of kicking around, and I thought maybe if I attach them to each other, I can make a vision board. And I also got some like just again scrap paper that I found. It's just about being creative. You are making a vision board. I did already previously go through some magazines, and I pulled out some things that I thought kind of aligned with my goals for the year or for the rest of the year, what I would like to see happen, or my dreams, or where I'd like to go. And then there's also just some fun little stick-on knickknacks. I've got some lettering and everything I just kind of found around the house or picked up at the dollar store from a previous project, just things lying around. So some little wooden alphabet, write some words out with that. I found some buttons. I got some buttons here, or some little gemstones. Some old puzzle pieces that we've lost the puzzles to because you can use them as decoration, and I love using little puzzle pieces as decoration, especially when I know the puzzle is probably gone. When you got kids, if you're not on top of those puzzles, whew, half of them end up in the vacuum and half of them end up in the garbage. Who knows where they end up? It's kind of like socks, they kind of just disappear. That little sock gremlin around the house. I have a pile probably this big of one socks. Where the other mismatch is, I don't know. And I probably will never find them. And I have moved my washing machine and my dryer. And I've checked in the vents. They just disappear. So puzzles are kind of like socks. There's like a little sock gremlin. There's a puzzle gremlin too. So I have some like little cutouts that I got from a magazine. And some little things that I found online that I printed off, just little pictures and words and things that really kind of align with me that I'm going to use for our vision board. Like just little pictures, more mummy spa days. That would be wonderful. If only, because, we don't get enough of those things. So I thought we would put together our vision board. Now, if you do go ahead and make a vision board, definitely put it down below and send me a picture, because I would love to see your vision board. I love crafty stuff, and that's why I thought, you know what, let's start with a good old-fashioned crafty afternoon where we do something with our hands, a little bit of glue, stick everything together, and make our vision board. A little sip of tea. It's like tea time. I miss tea time. I love tea time. Gotta have tea time. I'm going to start with the base here. Now, because I don't have one big base and I'm kind of creating my base, I'm going to kind of create my base. And I think I'm just going to use these two, and that will kind of be the size of my vision board. And then it can go up on the wall for the rest of the year. And I can watch and look and see how far I've come. Maybe I needed a little bit more inspiration. I'm going to probably move this stuff out of the way, give a little bit more space. So I was really kind of inspired to kind of do a vision board because I had one of those years where 2026 just kind of started out in a giant flop for me. You know, when like things keep happening, and I mean like, you know, like bad things where you're like, oh my goodness, did I break a mirror? Is this the beginning of my 7 years bad luck? I don't know what was going on. It actually started on like December 26th. No, I think it was a couple days before that. I think it was right before Christmas. Right before Christmas, I went out to my car because I was doing last minute Christmas shopping. And I had a flat tire. My tire was completely flat. So it being like a day before Christmas, I was kind of like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to get my car in to get my tire fixed. So I happened to have like a pump, so I pumped it up and kind of left it over Christmas. Boxing Day came around, went back out, tire was flat again, put more air in it. Because again, it's Boxing Day, everything's busy. So no big deal. Started off like that, like, you know, it happens. It's something that happens all the time. Finally, I actually don't think I got air into it until after the New Year's. And that was okay because I didn't really have anywhere that I needed to go. Everything's in walking distance. So I finally get my car into the dealership, and they fill up my tire. They fix it all up for me, and I'm like, wonderful, this is great, thank you so much. Off we go, starting our new year off, here we go. But it was like as soon as I got my tire fixed, all of a sudden things started blowing up in the house. The electrical in my house went out, and unexplained. I have no idea. Just half of the house stopped working. Half of the plugs, half of the lights. So that was a little bit of a mystery. Our dryer broke, which was a huge pain in the butt. And then as we're trying to fix the dryer, we finally get the dryer fixed, and the wash machine, of course, like, you know, if one breaks, the next breaks. I had the wash machine go on me. But it wasn't just like, okay, the wash machine went on me. And I don't mean it like stopped working, but I mean like it wasn't draining water. So it was kind of backing up. And, you know, I checked everywhere. Everything looked fine. Then I thought I finally got it going, walked away, came back, and my basement flooded because now there's a backup in my pipes. So the pipe backed up from the wash machine somehow and flooded my basement. So I was like, okay, cool. Here's another. Let's try and get this fixed. So of course, the pipe that is connected to my wash machine also is connected to my upstairs kitchen sink. So little did I realize that if I ran my kitchen sink, well, the pipe was blocked somehow, somewhere in that line, and it was backing up into the wash machine downstairs sink, and it was overflowing into my basement. So I finally clued into that. I was like, all right, great. Can't use the kitchen sink. Can't use the basement sink. We got to get this fixed. I went to turn on my kitchen sink, and then somehow, I don't know what I did, but the spout on my kitchen sink like blew. And I mean blew as in like, you could turn it off, but it doesn't turn off. So it was just continuous water going. So I was like, okay, cool. So my dryer's broken, or broke. My dryer broke. My wash machine broke. I've got pipes that are broken. My kitchen sink is now broken. I went outside the next day, and my tire was flat again after it'd been to the dealership. So it was just one of those like New Year's or just after in January where like things were like bad, break. And I was like, okay, we're just going to keep pudding along. We're going to get through this. And then when things finally started stabling out, probably like in February-ish, the end of February, I was like, you know what? I need to make a vision board and just stay positive and keep on trekking. I didn't break any mirrors. The only thing I did do that I thought maybe could have been it is I think I kept my Christmas tree up a little bit too long. I really do. You know how they say you're supposed to have your Christmas tree down by like the 1st of January? I didn't get mine down until more the end of January because of all the crap going on. And I was like, okay, is that the reason why I'm having all this really bad luck? I forgot scissors. All right, we got scissors. As I'm like gabbing away. And that is exactly what the Creative Mother's Corner is. It's just time for us to get creative and just chat it out as moms. So that was my inspiration to make a vision board. It was the beginning of my year, blew up, at least it felt like it blew up, and it's like, nope, I need some positive inspiration. I'm not going to let it get to me. And here we are, making a vision board, starting over. So let's go over a few things you can put on your vision board. I mean, really, the sky is the limit, whether you're resetting your year or maybe you're got some fitness goals or things you want to do in that year or things you want to do in that week or where you see yourself in 5 to 10 years or just little things like that. It doesn't have to be too crazy. Have whatever you're looking at. I like to do like wellness goals. I have things on here that I really want to try in 2026, new things that I've never done before. And of course, I will be sharing them along the way, and I'm super excited to kind of be sharing this new journey with you. And let me know in the comments below what would you put on your vision board, or what is your vision? What's your 5-year plan? What's your 1-year plan? What would you put on your vision board? What is on your vision board? There. So I kind of have my base kind of up and going. See, it gets bigger. See? Look at that. So pretty. Gets a little bigger. And you see, you can even add to it as you go on throughout the year or whenever you start your vision board if you want to continue to add on to it and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then when you display your vision board, make sure you're putting it somewhere that you can actually see it, because that's another mistake a lot of crafters make, that they've expressed to me, that they make these things and then they throw them in a closet and they don't see them and they find them in like 10 years and they're like, oh yeah, I remember when I wanted to do this, that never happened. So put it somewhere that you can actually see it, somewhere that you go regularly. Kitchen, fridge, maybe office, bathroom. I've told my mom a ton of times, for inspiration, like write sticky notes, put them on the mirror. You do your makeup in that mirror every single day. And when you're having a tough time and you need to remember to stay positive and all these things are going on and you just need those reminders or things you want to achieve, sticky notes. They're as effective. Put them somewhere you can see it. Affirmations, things you can repeat to yourself. I am a huge believer in manifestation. If you want something, manifest it. If you want to go somewhere, manifest it. Put it out into the universe. Let the universe know. Stay positive, and I do believe it will find you. So, do that. There we go. I think it's looking good. Super excited. See, it's always fun to have like a crafty afternoon. And I actually lucked out today because all of my children are in school. So I got to have a quiet afternoon. It's usually not this quiet around here, but when it is, I like to take full advantage, because I'm sure things can get a little crazy with the little humans. That is the truth. If they were home right now, it would be, what are you doing? Can I help? I want to do that. Can I stick it? Can I glue that? Honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love them so much. That's the way it is some days, but on the days that you do have a little bit of time to be you and a little bit of time to have that cup of tea, then have that cup of tea, take that walk, do something for you. It is extremely important. Self-care is important. If you're not taking care of yourself, then how are you expected to take care of others? Take care of your kids, your family, your significant other. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. When I am overstimulated, it's not a thing. My husband's noticed it too. When I am out to lunch and I've had enough, he notices it. He notices it in my attitude. He notices it in the things I usually do. Take time for yourself. Self-care. It's a big thing. I believe in it. Look at that. It's looking so good. I love it. Super happy. Yay! Ooh, I think I'm starting to run out of all of my stuff, which means we're coming to an end. See, that didn't even take very long. So to make a vision board actually does not take long. I mean, it'll take you longer to sit there and cut everything out or to go looking for everything in the magazines, but that's like fun. Sit down with a tea or coffee. You can split it up into, multiple sessions. Grab your stuff one day, the next day put it together. One day we cut, the next day we are putting things together. It's springtime here in Ontario, which is where I'm from, which beginning of April, I guess, is springtime for everybody-ish. I would hope. And we're starting to see the robins and we're starting to hear the birds, and I'm just getting so excited because I am a huge warmer weather kind of gal. I'm not too big a fan of winter, and winters are cold and depressing sometimes. Springtime means warm weather, and I like to get outside and do more walking. This year we're going to do some yoga practices in the park, and I'm super excited about that. Which reminds me, if you are new and this is actually your first video that you are seeing, welcome to the Creative Mother's Corner. But we also have the creative wellness side of things, which is where we do yoga and movements, and that is just another way of self-care. It is just yoga, movements, move the body, have a good time doing it. So that's on the other side of things. Kind of got two flows going. We've got the creative side, and then we've got the creative movement side. So if you want to check that out, feel free. Let me know what's resonating with you. If you have ideas or certain things you'd like to see, I'd love to hear about it. So definitely drop that down below. Now I'm in that part where, you've got words, so you got to start sticking words in places. And then we get to the fun part where we get to add some glitz and glam and some wording. And maybe those puzzle pieces that I talked about before. Wind blowing outside, and it sounds like a warmer wind because it's just been a cool wind, but that sounds like a warm wind. What a warm wind sounds like? I don't know what to tell you, but it sounds like a warm wind. Take my word for it. Probably because I have the window open, so it's got to be a warmer wind. That would make the most sense, I would think. All right, time for some little embellishments, maybe some buttons. Might need a hot glue gun for that, but I'm going to try my best with a glue stick and see how far I can get with a glue stick. Loving these puzzle pieces. I feel like they really symbolize the pieces of your life that you kind of put together like a puzzle. There's so many different pieces of you and so many different layers that we as moms have. And these puzzle pieces just really kind of symbolize that. I mean, you're a mom, but you're not just a mom. You're probably the chef, and the chauffeur and, the house cleaner and, all these different puzzle pieces that go into it. This space, the Creative Mother's Corner, somewhere for you to kind of connect with who you are and find those missing puzzle pieces. Because maybe you are missing those pieces, maybe you're not. Maybe you know exactly who you are, which is absolutely wonderful. But when I became a mom, there was a time where I sort of lost myself. And when I say lost myself, I mean I was just mom. I didn't really know what else I was anymore. I was a mom. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I liked anymore. I didn't go out and do anything. I was just mom. And that was for a very long time. That was, through the birth of my son and the pregnancy of my second son. And it took a lot of time to really help reconnect with myself. But I found creative ways really, really helped to do that. And it kind of helped me find what I like to do, who I was, what I liked and disliked. It gave me more sense of my mental stability, kind of, in a way, I guess you can say, kind of helped with that kind of situation, where yoga actually helped me connect to my body. I was lost. I gained a bunch of weight, and I was heavier than I've ever been in my entire life. And yoga really helped me tune into my body and reconnect and, be one with the understanding of, you just created a human being, not just one, not just two, but 3 human beings. Your body has been through hell and back, to say it lightly. And now you have to rebuild it. And that is exactly what yoga did for me and helped me rebuild my body. It helped me understand things like the core, how to activate your core, how to heal your core, how to, navigate diastasis recti, because that was something that I did suffer from. And I still have just a little bit, but, over time and over practice and all those wonderful things, I have been able to heal it. And these are all things that have come with yoga. Needless to say, there's a reason why why I am here creating creative wellness, or the Creative Mother's Corner, because I'm sure I am not the only one out there that felt this way. And if I can just help in any way, or inspire, or support you in any way to help you find your way back to yourself, or maybe, like I said, you're already back there and you just want to be friends, I love that. I love that for us. Let's do it. Let's be friends. There we go. I think I am done. All right, so I'm going to show it to you. Are you ready? All right, so this is my vision board. I'm going to take you through my journey here. I have my wellness, my meditation, my connection, everything I like to do on the mat. I have a little bit of my outdoorsy side. I would very much like to garden a little bit more this year. I do have a small little garden, but I do believe that anybody can garden, even with a small space or a balcony. I have been there, I have done it. So that is something I look forward to this year. Up here at the top, I have a picture of my family because I love my family. I have crochet because I have started learning crochet and I love crochet so far. And at the top, I've got my self-care, got a little bit of makeup and nails and bubble baths. That is me to a T. And then over here, we've got food, exploring food. I'd like to try new recipes this year, learn some new things. Canning is on my list. I would love to do some canning. And of course, relieve myself of the guilt of the food. New recipes I'd like to try. And yeah, my outdoors. I think I mentioned the outdoors. There we go. Look at that. I love it. As you can see, vision board is not a hard thing to do. It is fun and it's super beautiful. Now I get to hang it on my wall. That's it. That is your vision board. So if you go ahead and make a vision board, I would absolutely love to see your vision board. So please send me some pictures down below in the description. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, tag me in the post or pop it in the post there in the comments. I'd love to see it. This is what I'd like to do. This is Creative Wellness. This is the Creative Mother's Corner. And we just come here and we create. So thank you so much for joining me on the first episode of the Creative Mother's Corner. I do hope to turn this into a podcast in the future. Fingers crossed. And that way you can listen to it on the go if you need. We talk about all kinds of mom things, dramas, things that we go through as moms, kids, dramas, little tidbits. I've got fun and exciting new crafty ideas coming. Next week, we are going to learn to crochet. And I cannot wait. It's going to be fun. We are going to crochet a bunny. So stay tuned for the next episode of the Creative Mother's Corner, where we get a little more craftier with our hands and learn something new together. And that's it. That's all I got for you today. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. I'm excited. This is where I will be, and I will see you in the next episode of the Creative Mother's Corner. You have a wonderful day.